So Ron Baron was on CNBC just recently. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I love Ron Baron. He's such a good guy. And he was talking about SpaceX and Tesla. Also, Elon Musk's visit to China could start Tesla's next growth cycle. So stay tuned for that one. In a latest appearance on CNBC's Squawk box on May 12, legendary investor Ron Baron, founder, CEO, and portfolio manager of Braron Capital, reaffirmed his deep conviction in Musk's two flagship companies. In an interview, Ron Baron said he will continue buying stocks of both Tesla and SpaceX as he continues his support behind Elon Musk, who he says is a special person and brilliant. Ron Baron and Elon Musk had a special friendship for a long time.
He is an early investor in SpaceX. He is the founder, the CEO, and the portfolio manager of Braron Capital, which started out in 1982 with $10 million in assets under management. By 1992, it had grown to $100 million, and today it is around $50.9 billion in assets under management. And Ron, I want to thank you for being with us this morning.
To be exact, $55,898 million.
55 billion?
55 billion.
Okay, when you were on with
million.
us in November of last year, it was 45 billion. What grew?
SpaceX grew, and I guess I don't know, but I mean that's the big one. So that happens to be 15 billion out of our 55 or 56 billion dollars is SpaceX, and Tesla's our second biggest at 5 billion. So we made our clients $61 billion in profits, and ourselves, since 1992 when we had $100 million. 61 billion came from 100 million.
In a wide-ranging appearance on CNBC's Squawk box on May 12, legendary investor Ron Baron, founder, CEO, and portfolio manager of Braron Capital, reaffirmed his deep conviction in Elon Musk's two flagship companies, and with assets under management approaching $55 to $56 billion. Baron detailed his firm's substantial holdings and outlined plans for the anticipated SpaceX IPO, and painted an exceptionally optimistic picture for both Tesla and SpaceX, framing them as generational opportunities that will reshape industries and deliver extraordinary long-term returns. This is really impressive because Braron Capital's position in SpaceX has grown dramatically since the firm began investing around 2017. What started at roughly $1.7 billion has ballooned to more than $15 billion, making it the firm's largest holding. However, Tesla is actually ranking second, valued at approximately $5 billion in the portfolio. Together with stakes on XAI and related Musk-led ventures, these investments account for roughly one-third of Braron Capital's $60 billion in lifetime profits since 1992. Also, Ron Baron emphasized that the growth stems from Musk's singular ability to execute ambitious visions, from reusable rockets to global satellite internet and beyond.
This is going to become the largest company on the planet. This is so when you go public, I don't know if it's going public at $1.5 trillion or $1.75 trillion or maybe a little bit more, but where it goes public, I think that the company over the next 10 or 15 years is going to be worth 10 trillion, 20 trillion, 30 trillion. So he comes up with the idea that you'll be able to launch a rocket and reuse it. And no one ever did that before, and no other rocket company was interested in doing that, because if they did, then what would happen is that there would not be demand for as many rockets. So nobody wanted to do this. And they always said it was impossible. They said it was impossible because nobody tried. Mm-hmm. And when they did try, nobody's been able to accomplish it. So that's what enabled this. That's what enabled us to have Starlink. Mm-hmm. And Starlink, after you have that, and we have the Falcon 9, then it brings it up and comes back. Then we decided, hey, wait, there's a demand for, in space, data centers. And instead of having data centers on our planet, where it's very, very difficult, water is short and electricity is a problem.
And the water you need for cooling, which you don't need in space.
Right, you don't need this cooling in space, number one, as long as you have giant radiators. And then electricity, which is a huge cost, you don't need that either because you're using the sun. So basically, you're getting free electricity and free cooling once you get into space. And so now, because of the idea of going to space, we've now developed the Starship. And the Starship, once that works, is going to be, I guess it's 200 tons that they could bring to space And now the Falcon 9 brings, I think, 17 or 18 tons to space. So huge unlock is coming from Starlink.
The centerpiece of the discussion was SpaceX's expected initial public offering, targeted for mid-2026 following a confidential S-1 filing. Baron announced plans to purchase an additional $1 billion in shares at the IPO. Now listen to this. Ron described the company's trajectory in sweeping terms. This is going to become the largest company on the planet. He highlighted Starlink's expansion of high-speed internet to every corner of the globe, the revolutionary economics of reusable rockets, and Starship's potential to enable massive space-based data centers and interplanetary infrastructure. Baron sees SpaceX not merely as a rocket company, but as a platform poised for exponential scaling once it goes public, with post-IPO appreciation potentially reaching 10 to 20 or even 30 times current levels over the next decade or more. On Tesla, Baron was equally enthusiastic, declaring that now is Tesla's moment. He projected the stock could reach $2,000 to $2,500 per share within 10 years, implying a market capitalization near $8.3 trillion and roughly 5 to 6 times upside from recent levels. And while Tesla remains a major holding, Baron's optimism centers on its evolution beyond electric vehicles into an AI, robotics, and autonomous driving and energy platform. He pointed to RoboTaxi's full self-driving FSD technology, Optimus humanoid robots, energy storage, and the fast real-world data advantage from Tesla's global fleet as catalysts that will fundamentally alter the company's revenue model as valuation multiplies. Baron views these developments as transformative, shifting Tesla from a traditional automaker to a high-margin technology and infrastructure powerhouse. Throughout the interview, Baron's admiration for Musk was unmistakable. He has compared the entrepreneur to a modern Leonardo da Vinci for his artistic and multidisciplinary for the approach of solving humanity's biggest problems. Baron's personal commitment mirrors his confidence. He has repeatedly stated he does not expect to sell a single share of his own Tesla or SpaceX holding in his lifetime, positioning himself as the last one out after his clients. His stance underscores a philosophy of patient, long-term ownership rather than short-term trading. Yes, Baron's comments arrive at a time of heightened anticipation around SpaceX's public debut, which could rank among the largest IPOs in history and potentially value the company at $1.5 to $2 trillion, or even more at listing. And for investors, this message is clear. The Musk ecosystem, spanning electric vehicles, autonomy, robotics, satellite communications, and space exploration, represents one of the most compelling secular growth stories of the era. While short-term volatility in tech and EV stocks may persist, Baron sees these as a buying opportunity for those who share his multi-decade horizon. In summarizing his outlook, Baron reinforced that the combination of technological breakthroughs, massive addressable markets, and Musk leadership create an asymmetric upside that few other investments can match. For Braron Capital's clients and long-term Tesla and SpaceX shareholders alike, the investors' latest CNBC remarks serve as both validation and a call to remain patient through volatility. And as Ron Baron sees it, the best days for both companies and the returns they can deliver are still ahead. So let's talk about Elon Musk's visit to China, and this could unlock Tesla's next big growth driver. Now, Americans pay $99 for FSD per month. In April, Tesla reported 1.3 million FSD subscriptions at the end of the first quarter, up from about 85,000 1 year ago. Tesla is seeking approval to sell its full self-driving or FSD driver assistant product in China. A Chinese FSD launch would represent some AI progress at Tesla, which has pinned its future AI applications such as FSD, RoboTaxis, and humanoid robots. The importance of progress for Tesla shares shouldn't be understated. Tesla is driven by narrative sentiment, not fundamentals, wrote UBS analyst Joseph Spak. in a recent report, adding that Tesla's first quarter earnings report reinforced the AI narrative. On the other hand, we got a number of roadmap updates. However, this is where numbers start to add some gravity, as physical AI is expensive, he added. Tesla is planning to spend $25 billion on CapEx in 2026, up from less than $9 billion in 2025. SPAC expects capital spending to remain elevated for years. However, now Elon Musk and his AI ambition are in China. After tweeting he was aboard the Air Force One early on Wednesday. He is joined in China by other U.S. business leaders, including GE Aerospace CEO Larry Culp, Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, Apple CEO Tim Cook, Citi CEO Jane Fraser, and others. Now, the trip has delayed a delivery event for the final Model S and Model X vehicles. Productions of those cars has stopped, as you know. Also, investors are waiting for the Optimus version Gen 3, which could happen this summer. According to the company, Tesla has been hesitant to showcase the robot, citing competitive threats. We find our competitors do a frame-by-frame analysis whenever we release something and copy everything they possibly can. That's what Musk said in Tesla's Q1 earnings call. FSD overseas and robot production represents two potential catalysts for Tesla stock. I believe that we're gonna look back one day and we're gonna realize that we lived in the most amazing time of all. Also, I believe we might have gotten over the hump. What do you think? Thank you so much for being here. And if you'd like to see more about Tesla, Elon Musk and his other companies, you could click here next. Don't forget to tune in next time with more updates. This is Claudia, and goodbye.